What's up everyone, welcome back to our channel. This is Jeffrey from PSI Parts, and today we have a MINI John Cooper Works F56 generation in for a resonator delete and a intake, open air intake. This car is actually one of the last cars that is really fun to drive from MINI. This is the smallest car that they offer right now. And with the larger models like the Countryman, that is of course now very different. So this is still a fairly small car, quite chuckable, let's say like that. So it's really fun to drive in the corners. However, with the OPS and the restrictive intake, the car is not as much fun as when they were new. This generation came out in 2013, 14 I think, and over the years, in Europe at least, they have introduced OPF filters, they have introduced other elements that make the car more silent. And with this car we will change the intake pipe so that the original intake pipe has resonators in it, and with those resonators the airflow is actually restricted and also the sound is restricted. Same goes to the intake. We will install an air intake from MST. The MST intake is a more open design, allowing for more airflow but also more sound. And yeah, let's get started. We'll show you how the car sounds right now. This car already has a John Cooper Works Pro exhaust, so it is already a louder car than original. So that is what you hear right now. However, with the intake installed, the car will give you an even better driving experience. So normally, when you step on the gas now, the car does not make that much sound, and that is of course what we want to change. Show you some clips now of how the intake sounds originally, and then yeah, let's put it into the workshop and install the intakes. So here we are in the workshop. The MINI is now inside the workshop. We are going to open the hood, show you where the intake and the resonator pipe is. So it's fairly simple. The intake box is right over here. So this box is a restrictive one. It's a more closed design, allowing for airflow to go through the engine. However, since it's a closed design with restrictions in the intake pipe, the sound is also quite muffled. And on these cars that you mainly actually buy for the driving experience and of course the fun that these cars offer, we think that removing the resonator pipe over here and replacing it for a less restrictive one, and also the intake right over here, will elevate the driving experience for you. So this will make the car more fun to drive, and also of course add a little bit of performance benefit. But for this customer, the main purpose was of course increase the driving experience with this this platform. So this car has already been lowered on Cobra suspension lowering springs. It also has the John Cooper Works Pro exhaust. It has tech wheels all around, and it also has 5mm spacers front and rear to make it look even better, and of course a cool wrap to personalize the MINI even further. I really love the new interior with the more modern design, the modern screen as a speedometer. So Quacky will start working on the car in a minute, and then we'll show you some B-roll and of course the result afterwards. Let's get started! So here we are. We have the MST intake installed onto the original box, and as you can see, the intake is inside here. It's a less restrictive design, also a little bit open on this side, but as it reuses the original enclosure, it means that there's still some heat protection while allowing a little bit more airflow to pass through due to the more high flow air filters, and due to the more open design you will also get a little bit more sound. So that will go right over here, and we have also removed the resonator pipe, the intake pipe. It goes right over there, and that will also allow for more sound to pass through. As you can see, this is the pipe that came out, and the pipe has a big resonator in it, which filters out a lot of the sound, and that's what we gonna remove. Replace it with the FTP intake pipe, and this will allow for more airflow into the engine. It will also allow the airflow to pass through more efficiently as the airbox is removed. In this airbox there are a lot of restrictions that will restrict the airflow to go through, and with this FTP pipe that needs to be connected with the rubber, the inside is entirely smooth. So Koki has installed the intake pipe and the intake itself. We are now ready to start up the car, test if everything is okay, and of course see how it sounds. So here we go, we already showed you the sound from the outside, and it already improved hugely. We are now in the car. So like we said, this platform is a great platform to modify your car on. The cars are hugely popular, of course. A lot of people buy these cars because they want to have a fun car, and with the MINI F56 platform, you're of course on the right course. However, due to all emission standards, the fun part is all filtered away, and now we have installed a new intake and an intake pipe to free up some of that performance and of course a lot more noise. So before we start pushing the car a bit, let's warm it up and then show you how the car sounds. So I'll tell you something about the other mods on this car. The car already rides on different lowering springs. It is on Cobra suspension lowering springs, and I think the lowering springs adds a lot to the driving experience. The car looks of course much better, and that is of course a thing that a lot of the Mini drivers want. They want to have a sporty car, but they also want to have the go-kart feeling without compromising too much on comfort. And that is what we are achieving with this lowering kit. It is lower, but not by too much, and that is of course a good thing, because then you can still enter parking garages, you can get over speed bumps, no problem. So this lowering kit is of course a great one if you want to have a lower car, but not to compromise too much on comfort. So here we go. You can already hear the blow-off sound much better. In the before the modifications you heard nothing, and right now we can actually hear the intake a lot more, the turbo noises a lot more. And sometimes it's not always just about performance. I mean, these cars cannot be remapped without a femto unlock anyway, so why not increase the driving experience in the meantime until the car gets out of warranty. You can hear it much better now. Before we heard literally nothing from the intake, and right now you can hear the blow-off sounds. So we now go through the gears. We are now in second gear. Push it a little bit. In sport mode, this car is actually really fun to drive. It gives a kick when you shift up. Yeah, I can understand why people love these cars so much. This is just a pocket rocket, you know. It's a relatively small car. These days, modern cars are of course always a lot bigger. 3 doors are quite rare, and as a John Cooper Works package, the car feels nimble, but also quick enough to have fun in, even with the stock engine tune, because this car has not been tuned right now. And now with the hissing sounds, the car is even more fun to drive. So I think it is a good modification. It got the FTP intake pipe and the MST open air intake. It is a cover that goes on top of the original airbox, the bottom part. So this replaces the top part, allowing for more airflow, but also allowing you to install a more high flowing filter, air filter that is. So here we are, back into our workshop, finished another project, the MINI John Cooper Works with the MST intake and the FTP intake pipes. Sounds amazing, it elevated the driving experience, and of course in this fun package the car is now even more fun to drive. Maybe next time in for OPF delete pipe. So I want to thank you guys for watching, like and subscribe, and see you on the next video.